All right, we are live, and today's training is going to be on outsourcing and project management using Go High Level. And I'm going to be specifically addressing some of the services I think are best for AI agencies to offer. And I'm going to give a little bit of context around that since I was one of the first Go High Level AI agencies and first people kind of in this space. I've been doing AI text for 4 years, AI voice for two. I was the 38th person in the world to get into AI voice by buying an air agency license. And then 2 years before that, I was working with AI text. I started with WooSender. And so I had this big idea that people were going to come in and just like I used those systems to automate my big customer service teams for my credit repair business and for my solar business and to automate the appointment setting teams. We had 80 employees. And so I was able to whittle that down a lot using these AI automations. But what I've come to understand is that most of the small business owners using high level they don't really have a problem. Most of them, they don't have a huge appointment setting team. They don't have a huge customer service team. Most of them are smaller businesses. And the real blue ocean of opportunity for you guys is not coming and getting these big businesses to let you come in and automate their processes. The reality is, most of those big businesses, a lot of them, if they're that size, they have their own internal resources and teams to do that. The real play is helping small businesses do the things that they don't want to do because they won't even come in and set a high level account up. They, you'll have a hard, it's hard enough just to get them to give you their credentials for their domains to log in and manage anything for them. So the sweet spot is using AI to help deliver exceptional results to these small business owners who still need the same traditional services. They still have the same main problem of lead follow-up and just getting leads in general. Is these really two main problems? And so paid ads and SEO, and then lead follow-up, cross omni-channel lead follow-up, where it's going to be texting them, emailing them, WhatsApp, and if the customer reaches out, AI can answer their question and help them book an appointment. That's really the sweet spot, the three main services you're going to want to offer. So high level just partnered with this company called Search Atlas for AI SEO. It gets results in more like 20 days instead of the typical 3 to 6 months that traditional SEO companies quote. You guys will see a lot of new ads that are coming on Instagram and Facebook for they'll say this is our AI SEO agent. It'll build all these blog pages, do your GMB. It's white labeled Search Atlas is what they're talking about. And it's usually through High Level's new partnership. And so this is a brand new thing from like a month ago. Excuse me, I'm a little sick today. And so we're one of the first people that have a pipeline set up in High Level to help you manage the fulfillment. Now, our company will do the fulfillment for you, and we will install this pipeline into your agency so that your clients get all the notifications and reminders and you know what's next. Um, or you can do it yourself. And the do it yourself avenue, we're going to give you all of these resources, pipelines, and everything you need to set up your own processes. A lot of companies hire us to come in and set up their own customer service teams or IT teams, and we also do that on a consulting basis. So however you want to work with us, you can, is the bottom line. And the so there's really three pipelines. One of them is still in development, but we are talking about the management of Go High Level account setup. It's basically setting them up with a basic website, the review automations, and the reminders for appointments, the new lead follow-up messages, um, appointment reminders, no-show flows. So it's like those are the basics of an account: basic website, lead follow-up, and appointment reminders. Those are kind of the main things that you're going to need when you launch an account. Now, there are a lot of steps involved, even with that basic setup. My team has it down where we can get a basic Go High Level account set up in about 3 to 4 hours, and it's still 36 different steps. So managing those steps, they're all outlined in our courses, but how do you go from just doing it one time by yourself to really managing this workload across a team? Well, the way that we do it is we use a Go High Level pipeline. So we've got one for standard account development, and we've got one for SEO, for AI SEO with Search Atlas, and we're working on a third for AI Google Ads and AI Meta Ads. So these pipeline stages, when an onboarding form is filled, it's going to move the lead from the sales pipeline over into the client pipeline. And each stage is going to send the client emails letting them know, hey, this is where you are. This is what we need. This is how long it's going to take. So this is what's just been completed. So it gives them all that information. And then every time it moves between these 36 steps, it's going to kick out new emails that let them know where they are in the process, allowing them to feel taken care of and not just in the dark about what's going on. Now, in addition to the emails going out to the clients, it's also creating a task for my team with a due date. And the way we do it is all these tasks are assigned to the project manager, and he distributes it to the staff that's available that day. They complete it, and then and then we move on to the next day. And so everything can be tracked inside High Level's own systems. Um, so that's how we do the task management, letting the clients know what's going on. Beyond that, for white label work, we add another layer of data, of trackability to the process. We use Hubstaff, really the only system outside high level that we use except for Search Atlas. Search Atlas is the SEO and AI Google Ads tool. But the the HubSpot or Hubstaff, excuse me, not HubSpot. It's different from HubSpot. Hubstaff lets my staff log in, and then they can choose whose task they're working on, like which white label client's task, and then it's going to track the hours that they use working on that task. It's going to track their activity versus inactivity levels. It's going to track the apps that they're using, so it'll know what websites they were on when they were working for that client, and it takes screenshots every 15 seconds. So this way, my clients have an option. They can either get their own Hubstaff account for $30 a month, or then they can log in and they can see everything in full detail. Or if they don't want to pay for that, then my team can just prepare a report for them when they need. That's going to have what tasks the client was being, what we were working on for you during that time. So those are our systems. Now, what I mentioned I was going to cover for you guys was not just how we manage it, but also where you find good help. And I'm going to give a few guidelines for the way that you start a department and the places that you should look for VAs. Um, in general, when you're first starting any department, you really don't want to do it until you've got the budget to at least hire two VAs. If you just have one, it's really impossible for you to gauge their performance. You need to have some competition in there, especially in the beginning, before you kind of know the KPIs and what to expect for them, or you're just going to kind of be in the dark, and it's really easy to get taken advantage of in that situation. So you want to have a couple to start any department. When you're starting to run like a big sales team, well, and when you're hiring those two people, you really want to interview at least 10 to 20 people to hire one to two. So the hiring process is really important, and if you don't put the time energy into interviewing, you're going to end up with really bad candidates. When the company comes on to hire me to help them with their staffing, and they're really intending to build a big, serious department and serious team, and they've got a lot of clients, usually the first thing I hire for them is an HR person and an executive assistant. A lot of times you can find somebody that does both roles. That person, when you say, "Hey, I need two more people for this department," or "I need another batch of 20 for appointment setters." Like when we hire new appointment setters, we'll do a batch of 20. We'll hire 20, which means we're going to interview 100 plus, and we're going to pick the best 20. And then even after that, we're going to end up with probably two to three that make it past the first or second month. You have to monitor them really closely to make sure they're hitting their KPIs and they're working properly. And you need to get them out. You need to hire quick and fire faster in those first months. And that's really what it requires when you're managing a big appointment setter team. This is why my new business model is a little different. That's why I do the public trainings, because I'm trying to get away from having to manage these big teams like that. Um, so if you're really serious about starting a department, if you've already got a pretty big operation, first thing for getting your VAs done, hire an HR/executive assistant. You can get them for 4 to 5, 500 a month ish. And I usually use the job boards. There's like a bunch of job boards and Facebook groups that are the best places to hunt. I'm gonna show you guys how we find these real quick. It's really easy. Um, we did a lot of hiring in the Philippines and then in Egypt. My IT team is in Bangladesh, but you can do um, high level VA Facebook group. There are so many VA groups, and this is one of the best places to find people. So these VA groups are great. Now keep in mind these are for IT. Look, 74,000 members. It's super easy to find VAs that know high level, but they're just not going to be near as trained on high level in my systems as if you got one of us to do it. Whereas it would take us to knock out, it would take us 4 hours to knock out a supercharged AI employee snapshot setup. It would take them much longer if it's a VA, even from this high level pool. Um, you got to keep in mind there are only 222 people actually certified by high level out of the 2 million users. And there are tons of groups like this with this many people. But here's the trade-off. The lower you pay, the less training there is. So you can train them. You can have me help train them by sending them to these meetings, giving them my courses. It's just, you just got to expect that it's going to take more time for them to develop the skill set. But that's totally fine, depending on where you are in business. For sales, um, you kind of want to do something similar. You can just, there's these boards. There's also Filipino job board. I've seen people use this one. I can't remember if this is Facebook or I think it might have been a Facebook group I was thinking of. Yes, this is one of the most popular sites we've used before. And there's a few layers. You can hire if you hire an HR like I did, internal, you can pay them 500 a month. They'll go and find people at the right hourly rate you're looking for. They'll interview them for you, and you're not going to be paying a markup. You can also hire a headhunter where you should expect to pay more like $5 to $6 an hour instead of $3 to $5 an hour if you go direct. If you have a headhunter, you don't have to pay them a salary. They're going to do the same process, but they're going to mark it up. And then the most expensive way to do it, but the most managed, is hiring an actual call center. And there you're going to expect to pay $7 to $8 an hour, but it's going to include the facility, the equipment, the training, the hiring, and everything. So those are kind of the three tiers to it and the softwares that we use to manage them. But truthfully, like just a quick search on Upwork or just these job boards, Facebook groups, you're gonna find what you need. And you can just search like appointment setters, high level appointment setters. There'll be groups for every single thing you could imagine on Facebook. So that covers the systems we use. And if anybody wants to sign up for Hubstaff or Hubstaff is one of the softwares I mentioned today that we could that you can use in this project management process. And if you sign up for it through my link, that would also get you access to the community and everything. So if you're not needing any of the other softwares I mentioned later in this call and you want the link for that one, I'm going to go and make sure I post that link here with my other affiliate links right after this call because I don't think that one's in here yet. So now I'm going to talk about the pipelines in high level. I'm going to show you guys what those look like. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about Search Atlas. I touched on a high level view about what the main services that I think businesses that would want to use high level and that would be easy for you guys to close as clients, the services that I think are the most valuable for us to offer them. That's going to be AI SEO, AI paid ads, and then AI appointment setting. So Search Atlas is something that came onto my radar maybe 2 months ago when High Level partnered with them. And I'm going to do a quick show of some case studies and resources we have for Search Atlas. And then I'm going to show the pipeline that we have for managing the fulfillment there. So let me go to case auto. Here we go. First, I'm going to give you guys a general overview of what it does, but we've got these white label resources that you can share with clients when you're closing them. We're going to use some of the information here in the case studies to update our small business website template, the one that we have for not small business website, it's our SaaS website template. So small business facing high level agency uh, template basically. And we're going to add a section for SEO and for paid ads. But this is what it does. It's going to optimize all these different aspects of your SEO. It does your meta tags. It does your content optimization. So basically, you're going to add a little bit of code in the header of the website, Now, Search Atlas works with any websites in high level or outside of high level. It will first optimize the content. So you're going to tell it which keywords you want to rank for. It'll help you see which ones, even in your geographic area, have a high search volume and low competition. That's how you're going to select the right ones. Now, when you drop this code into the header, it's going to go and optimize the copy on your pages for those keyword opportunities that it found. It's also going to do the meta tags, the schema markup, um, do all of your listings, which means like I don't know if you guys know about Yext or Bright Local. These services line up your listings. So when I say listings, I mean uh, Yelp, Yellow Pages, like all these directories, essentially, is what I'm talking about. You have to have the same name, address, and phone on all these directories. And once that's consistent, that helps your ranking a lot. So it's going to go through and do that. And then you also need to do your publications. It's going to actually get articles about your business published in newspapers that are on Google News that have high credibility. It's going to get you 80 to 120 backlinks a month. That's right here with authority building. And then it's going to actually help you create new blogs that are going to be targeting these different topics that it knows are going to help you get ranked. So once you do your keyword selection, it's going to say these are the topic clusters that you need to focus on. And it's going to say these are the topics you should write about to build your reputation and ranking around these topics. And so essentially you just approve it, push one button, and it publishes these articles for you every month. And to get these results, you need to publish once a week. So you need to do a blog once a week, and you need to do a Google My Business Q&A and a Google My Business post every week. It only takes a few minutes to approve these things, but the Q&A, it's going to simulate somebody asking a question on your Google My Business profile and then you answering it. And it's going to load these Q&As with the keywords that are going to get you ranked. And then the Google My Business post is like an image or something that's going to get posted once a week, and that also is going to be loaded with the keywords, and that's what helps you rank really quickly in the GMB. It's really what they're doing with the GMB that is so far above and beyond what most SEO agencies do. That is what's helping you get ranked really quickly, and then the blogs that are happening every week. Most SEO companies for 4 blogs a month, they're going to charge about 3K a month, guys. And you can easily deliver this service for far, far less than that, which gives you a huge edge against the big SEO companies right now. So this is one of the best services you could possibly be selling because SEO is so sticky and we have such an advantage on results and the time it takes us to deliver those services. So I think I covered it. Now I'm going to show you guys a few case studies. And this folder is something I share with anybody who gets access to Search Atlas through us or any of our or high level through us. And right here we can get the case study grid. And you can see how good these results are. So we've got results in just 4 weeks, just 4 weeks, just 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 30 days. And you can see you can just see how much better the rankings are. If you've seen these heat maps, they represent how high somebody's ranking in Google in the map section in each area of the city. And dramatic improvements in lightning speed. Search Atlas is also going to deliver reports for you every month. So you can automatically send your clients a white labeled report that's going to have heat maps like this. It's going to show how their keyword rankings changed and everything else. And these are the best aspects of a sticky service. It's going to have reporting done for you in a way that's going to be showing them lots of progress every month, which is going to keep them paying that amount, whatever that amount is you charge. And as you guys can imagine, there's probably a 5 to 6 hour setup process the first month. And then I'd say about 2 hours of work every month to prepare the 4 blogs, to prepare the GMB posts and the Q&As. And so every month you're going to need to remember that it's time to send this client their report and then their drafts for that month, and they need to approve it. And so really you want to, as soon as they approve the last batch, you want to go ahead and get them the new batch ready for approval. But this creates a lot of maintenance that you need to track across all your clients. And if you're not properly managing this, you're going to get lost. So this, and look, this is working for DUI, which is always one of the most competitive searches in any market. A tons of different types of local businesses. So this is their 30-day SOP. This shows you exactly from Search Atlas what to do with their platform to be able to deliver these kinds of results that they're talking about. So when you go and you show these white label case studies and you say, hey, look, these are the results our platform's getting, you know exactly what you have to do to deliver those kinds of results. And so that you're, you know, that you're representing what you're going to be delivering for them properly. So it looks complicated. It's a lot of stuff that you have to do in the first 30 days. And then you're going to go on to some ongoing work that has to be done every month. So there's all these training videos and everything else. You guys can get access to this resource if you're a part of my community. And we took it a step further because when you're truly managing a large organization with a big workload, you can't, your staff is not going to know where each client is in that process. So we've got a few pipelines that we've been working on that we'll share with our members. And this is what we use to manage fulfillment inside of your agency if you're having us do white label fulfillment. So first, I'm going to show the pipelines. And we just finished these up, so we're moving our clients into them now. But they're done for you to look at. One of the cool things about high level is you can use it to manage the process of getting your sales. So we've got our like cold email pipeline. We've got our digital ads pipeline. We've got our ticketing pipeline. So when you guys submit tickets to us or your clients do, it creates an email follow-up chain in here. So we're managing everything in high levels native systems, which makes it really easy for us to help you set up your business in high level. But we've got our development pipeline. This is how we set up our supercharged AI employee snapshot. That's the snapshot that we debuted on my masterclass with high level. It is one of the most sophisticated booking and Q&A AI systems for high level because we've integrated the AI voice memory and the AI conversation, which is the text-based channels. The memory is unified, which is the main thing that makes it different. Now the setup, I think it's 32 stages. So there's a lot that has to happen to get that account launched. It only takes us 4 hours, but during that 2 week process, the thing that makes it take 2 weeks is gathering documents from the clients. The clients need to get everything over. Then you're going to prepare them a document that has all of their follow-up sequence messaging and the prompts that you're going to use. And ideally, they would go and review that and approve it before you put it all into place, where then it's harder to change after that. So it's the back and forth of information that makes it take time. And if you don't have it set up into pipelines that are going to automate the follow-up, say, hey, we're still waiting on you for this, it's going to take much longer. So a pipeline like this allows you to do a few things. It allows you to automate the follow-up to push things along to the next stage. It allows you to know what work needs to be done that day, even with a massive amount of clients all at different stages. We'll send email updates when each stage changes, so the client knows what's next, what you just finished, and how long to expect for the next step, and if they need to get you anything. So, and it also creates tasks. So I think I may have said that twice, but that's how you know what needs to be done that day. Each pipeline stage is going to create tasks that will then be distributed by your project manager or by you to your staff, or you would just do it if you're a small agency. So we've got a development pipeline, that's for high level sub accounts, and we've got our SEO pipeline. Now, this is taking that 30-day SOP and refined it down into this process that can be followed here. And that is how it works. I'm going to show you guys the systems that do the follow-up, that send the emails at each stage and all that. It's different from the pipelines here. It's actually going to be in the automation. So it's a workflow. And here's our development pipeline emails. And so as you see, like each time there's a change in the pipeline stage, an email is going to be going out to that client. Our outbound message copies have been sent in your dedicated channel in the client portal. Boom. As you guys can see, that makes the client feel much more taken care of and keeps them on top of what's going on with your system. So anybody who's in my community, you guys can get access to these pipelines and the SOPs. And I'm going to open it up for some questions from you guys. I think that I've covered everything. So I want to open it back up because I covered a ton of ground in this training, and I'm sure that there are some questions that could be helpful for everybody to hear my answers to. So just come off mute and ask away. And you can just tell me, give me some feedback if it was helpful to you as well, whatever you guys want to share.
Hey Rob, thanks for sharing, man. Definitely really great stuff. The so for managing tasks, so all of that's done natively through
Hmm.
high level. So when the VAs sign in, they go to the dashboard, they see all
Hmm.
of their tasks down. Would you say you use this for like all project tasks and like roadmaps for the clients? Um,
Not all of them. We use this for the ones that we have the most of. So
mhm,
some projects are completely custom and we'll never have that task twice. So it
mhm,
wouldn't make sense to create, automated tasks for that type of process since it's going to be done one time. So if it's like a custom AI project, we have the client submit a Loom describing what they need, or either I get on Zoom with them and I walk them through, a screen recording or a Zoom recording where they show me everything that we need to see. Then my team's going to create an SOP, or not an SOP, but a roadmap with milestones and objectives, deliverables at each stage, and time estimates. In that situation, there's nothing except my team is just every time they finish something, I require them to send a Loom update to the client. So on top of everything you just saw, all those email reminders, my team is sending Loom updates, and every time they finish something, they send a Loom to the client, which is like a video update. And so that means there's a little less communication throughout the process with a non-standardized task. But it's easier to keep track of the one-off projects than it would be if we had 100 clients we're doing SEO for and we don't know, what stage everybody's at, right? That would just get a little too crazy. Um, for a bigger custom project, it's also not going to be spread out across that many staff members. It's probably going to be like one or two staff members that really are assigned that project. Whereas with a massive like SEO base, you're gonna it'll be different people working on different things all the time. You know what I mean? Different parts of it. Does that answer your question?
yep.
Cool.
Mhm.
Um, I think Hang had to jump. Lewis, good to see you, man. I think you joined kind of halfway in there. How are you doing, Mr. Perez? I don't know if you can come off mute or not. And then Sybil Corker, Sybil, probably.
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you, Sybil. Are you a current client? I don't think so, right?
I'm new. I just signed up last week.
Okay, cool. Did you sign up through my link? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
All
Someone
right.
called me and set it up.
Okay. If they called you, it probably wasn't me. So you probably came into my system a long time ago, and we have a bunch of bonuses that we give when people sign up through my link. But I do these trainings 3 times a week, and they're public, and so you can come to these anytime. If you're using high level, these trainings are going to be useful for you. And then I've got a bunch of courses and resources and early access to my support calls that we give to people if they sign up through my link for anything. So real quickly, I don't know when you joined in. Did you hear me cover Search Atlas SEO in depth?
No, I didn't catch that part.
Okay. Well, the good thing is this is all going live. So, Sybil, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you the link for the replay, and then I'm going to cover what my bonuses are here at the end. And if you watch this replay, it's going to give you full detail on all the different ways you can get the bonuses. Um, and you can always come back to these public sessions whenever you want. So let me get this. Let me go to my YouTube share page here. So if you go to my YouTube page, you can see we're live right now, and the replays are going to be right here in live. And so the whole training is going to be right there, outsourcing and project management. And I'm going to drop that link here for everybody. And I would love a subscribe, guys. I'm working really hard on this channel, posting about 5 trainings a week. And my dream is to have my business able to be managed without a huge sales team, without huge ad spend. So I'm really focusing on organic traffic here. And so subscriptions are much appreciated. And now I'm going to cover the other bonuses that we have. so that you have these in the recording too. High Level had me as a guest speaker on their masterclass back in December. That's where I released my snapshot, the Supercharged AI Employee Snapshot. You guys will probably recognize Johnny right there. He's one of High Level's main speakers. And I was lucky enough to get this slot where I got to talk about my AI snapshot. And so the AI snapshot, it's going to help you set up AI voice, AI over SMS, email, WhatsApp, Instagram, web chat, Facebook. You can set it all up in about 30 minutes flat. And then we've got a deep AI setup, which is the second section where you can get more sophisticated to where you have like a client bot and a non-client bot. So we call that a deep AI setup. It takes longer to set up, but it helps you handle more situations and also understand how the AI works better. So you can take that step when you need to with clients, but we usually recommend just starting them out on the quick setup. And the other thing about the deep AI setup that makes it unique, which is why I got this speaking event, is I've been working with AI text and voice systems for about 4 years, and I brought some of the things I had learned into High Level to where I was able to connect the memory of the AI voice and the texting systems. So like all the AI is unified in my setup, where it's not in other people's setup. So that's why we call it the supercharged AI employee snapshot. What a snapshot is, if you don't know, it's basically all of my automations, my pipelines, all the different things that I have in my system. Basically, I took a picture of it, a snapshot that you're able to download into your system and then use my course to set up so that you've got some of the top-notch systems that are straight from my system without you having to like set everything up manually. It's installed into your system. The other bonuses you get besides the snapshot, you get a 15-minute one-on-one with me. You also get access to these hour-long sessions that I do 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, where it's really my public office hours. We call it a mastermind, Zoom mastermind. And you can join there whether you're a DIY or you're done for you. And I can help give you guidance on setting things up. You can send your staff there to learn, to ask questions, and I can help you with strategy. One of the main differences between me and pretty much any other affiliate or agency owner is I give you direct access to me 3 times a week. It's something that I don't see anybody else doing, and it makes a huge difference in terms of your results. I've tried having my IT do the client success meetings. I've tried having salespeople do it. Neither one of them are really equipped to give you guys advice on how to scale a business in High Level, besides someone who's actually done it. And usually, people that do it are not willing to come there and be face to face with clients. But I really believe this is one of my greatest gifts, and I love to help people with it. And I'm going to be here to help you guys do it. So you also get some integration apps that I created. If you know what Zapier or Make is, I've got an integration app for Zapier and Make that lets you connect High Level to other things. So it's helping you integrate other softwares. I've got 3 courses, and you get access to my website template for High Level agencies and my community. So I'm going to show you guys the community real quick. If you're on any of my social channels and you go to the link in my bio, it's going to take you to this page. You want to get invited to any of the meetings. If you want to get SMS reminders, just fill out this right here. If you want to go ahead and sign up for High Level through my link, you can also fill this out and go all the way through. And so this is the community. I'll show you guys a quick look at the courses. Get all these links. If you sign up for any of these things, that'll get you access to the community. Just send me a message and let me know you signed up. And then in the community, or in the learning section, you got my courses, and some of these are for third-party voice, like if you're integrating a voice AI system that's not in High Level. But I really would say the most important thing about a client sticking and liking what you do for them is it being well integrated and it being quick to set up. And so for that reason, I really advocate strongly to just use the AI systems inside High Level. And you're going to have a much easier time setting up your client and keeping them happy. And that's what this course is going to let you do. This course has the quick AI setup and the deep AI setup. And it also has the guide for setting up email properly. So you can do cold email, which is it's a new thing in High Level, and it is complicated. So you're going to want to have the most up-to-date guidance on it, which we have right here. And the last bonus I didn't mention is, as long as you are at least in my free side, my DIY side, you've got IT support from my team, which you can access right here. You can submit a ticket anytime. So you can come to me on my office hours, or you can submit a ticket to my team. And we are the best resource you could have for setting up these systems in high level. We've been doing it longer than pretty much anybody. So that's it, guys. Any last questions before we break? And then we will be back on Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern for current clients and 2 p.m. for another public training. Um, I am drawing a blank on what the next public training is going to be, but I have it already planned out. Any questions before I go? Jared, Jenny,
Uh,
Victoria, Sybil?
Hey, so for the task management, for someone who might use like ClickUp or Asana,
Mm-hmm.
how well like could like those tasks integrate to one of those platforms?
You can integrate them with my Make or Zapier application I spoke about.
Cool.
And so you can have like when a task is created in high level, create a task in any of those systems. And that'd be a perfect use case for my integration apps that you get access to. That we used to do that ourselves, but now unless the client's already using something like that, um, it's better just to have it all in high level. And so I'd say for setting up fresh for a client, I would encourage you to do it in a high level, but if they are already in those systems, then yeah, you can use my apps to sync it up.
Got it. Yeah. And in order to get access to your app, do we have to start the excuse me, the search atlas or
Mm-mm.
the advanced? Okay.
You need to just be either using my high level agency affiliate link or any of the affiliate things. So if you're using any of them, you just need to submit a ticket right here and ask for access. Um, and there's also like a course section on it too.
Okay. Cool. Then
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you an email about that. I definitely signed you on to the high level AI employee
Mm-hmm.
as the affiliate. But yeah,
Cool.
man, excited to use it. I use ClickUp, and I could definitely talk another time. But as far as like task wise, been using something called Reclaim
Okay.
recently. Um, and you got to check it out. I'll send you a link, but really helps
Cool.
as far as like putting the tasks that are assigned into your calendar, and then
Mm-hmm.
like it's a
I've seen some
dynamic
of those.
calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it is sick.
I can't wait to
um
check it out. I've seen another one called
Motion.
I can't, Motion. Yeah,
Yeah, so
Motion.
so this is cheaper than Motion. It works so good. It's been bringing creating a lot of time. You can create like overtime hours and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like for like urgent tasks, and it's a really really good just calendar manager.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as like with the tasks and getting into ClickUp, you can assign it to Reclaim and it'll like automatically
That's
reassign
really cool.
time track. So then it'll be conscious of your meetings and then also try to put in focus time. So, for a lot of us entrepreneurs who have like really like weird schedules, a meeting here, got to
Mm-hmm.
complete this, work on this script, this, that, those kind of like ad hoc tasks. You could schedule them in there and it really fits in well, to the schedule. So,
That's super
um,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, brother. Definitely send me an email about that. I want to check that out.
Mhm.
And then, is there anything else you guys need help with before I go today? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you do need anything, the same number you got the invitation to this meeting for, you can just send me a message back. If you need the one-on-one booking link or whatever you need. Thank you all so much for coming, and I will talk to you guys soon.